right, fastest 15 minutes in social media, fastest 15 minutes on the internet. My name is Judson Powell. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, hit all the buttons for me. Thank you. I want to talk about Tavis Smiley. Tavis Smiley, the former host for PBS. And so I guess they finally released this report. And I guess he was a pretty nasty dude. if all this stuff in the report is correct. Anyway, there were reports that that he forced himself upon ladies and tried to force himself on guests, tried to force himself on, anyway. So, all I can say is that that's very unfortunate, and we kind of lost a guy that we really kind of needed, because really, to say the truth, we don't have anybody that actually does anything from our perspective that's actually in the mainstream media. And PBS, is, I'm not saying they're perfect, but they are known for being responsible and doing responsible journalism, whereas some of these places are not. Fox News. Anyway, so I'm just saying, it's kind of disappointing to find out these things. Now, there is another ramification to all of this, and once again, I'm not saying that what they're doing is right. I'm not condoning sexual misconduct of any kind, but it just seems like they always go after the brothers, and they don't seem to go after anybody else. And we know, for example, like Matt Lauer, just to bring up one name, we know Matt Lauer is out there, and he was quote unquote, had a button on his desk which locked the door, and he was like locking people, which is actually definitely a criminal offense. It's false imprisonment. So, but he keeps constantly. I don't know. He got banished to his house on Martha's Vineyard. I want to get banished to his house on Martha's Vineyard. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that once again, we have a gross disparity in the way that these things are handled, and that's what I don't like. It's like, I'm not condoning that they should be allowed to do whatever they want and all that kind of stuff. But the bottom line is that if you get caught, then the consequences should be the same. It should not be different consequences for Matt Lauer as opposed to Tavis Smiley. There should be the same. Tavis should be treated the same as everybody else. And the same thing we've been saying about the sexual misconduct, Cuba Gooding Jr., Bill Cosby, R. Kelly. It just seems like, okay, if we're caught doing something, then all of a sudden it just escalates, to it's the most heinous crime in the world. But if they do something, then it's not considered. And then once again, we have to go to this whole Me Too movement. Was the Me Too movement just to entrap more black men and get them into prison, or was it really out there to do some justice for women who have been sexually assaulted or abused? So, but at this point, I would have to say that the Me Too movement is just another attack on black men. That's all it is. And especially because a lot of this stuff dates back for so long. We're talking about 20 to 40 years. Some of these allegations are 20 to 40 years old. And then once again, we have a sitting president of the United States who has at least 17 allegations against him, but nobody is doing nothing. I don't not they're waiting for him to get out of office, whatever. But it just seems to me that the only people that they go after are black men. And, well, it doesn't even seem that way. I mean, it's substantiated. It's a substantiated claim because we know that none of these brothers, are free or got free. We just like we know that Harvey Weinstein, he was able to basically pay his way out of it, $25 million. And I'm just saying, so, Bill Cosby is also a very wealthy man. Why wasn't he allowed, why wasn't he allowed to pay his way out of the situation? Now, Tavis, that's a different story. He may not have been as rich, but he definitely, when you start talking about major television news anchors and major players in television, he was a major player. But so was Matt Lauer. And Matt Lauer should have been, up until this point, and let me get this straight too about Tavis. Tavis is, he was investigated. Okay, no charges have been brought against him. So let me clear that out. But still, he was fired, and then he was sued. So not only was he fired, so now he's under, they're trying to sue him to basically get their money back, saying that he violated a morality clause that was in his contract. So that's where we stand with that. But Matt Lauer hasn't even been investigated. And I'm trying to figure out, well, why hasn't he been investigated if the allegations are there? Then investigate the allegations just like they're doing. They did the same thing with Cuba Gooding. Cuba Gooding Jr. came up and they investigated and they started bringing up all kinds of stuff. So I just don't believe that this Me Too movement is innocent. I think that it's about trying to once again attack the legacy, because you're talking about the legacy of black men, and you're talking about taking them out of certainly historical value. So you diminish their historical value, and that's very detrimental to our people. And it's detrimental to our people because, first of all, black men already, or black young men, yet black boys already do not have a sufficient number of role models, and especially, and the only role models that they do have are usually in the entertainment business. And we haven't had any, we need people outside of entertainment and sports to be role models for our young men. That's what we need. I mean, and when I'm always talking about solutions, but that's something that needs to be done. There need to be, stop showing. The only thing that they show is football players, basketball players, rappers, and actors, and that's it. So when you set up your thing, we used to say this all the time. I worked at a radio station. I worked for a man who was cognizant of this fact, and he always talked about it. And so I'm very cognizant of the fact. It's like they don't put our people who are outside of sports and entertainment in the forefront. They don't get the limelight, even if they have a lot of money. They don't. Just like the guy, Smith, the guy that paid off all of those student loans for the Morehouse graduating class last year. You see what I'm saying? Those are the type of things, and those are the type of people that should be in front of us all the time. So that, and one thing that my mom used to say. And I remember always they say you have a 100% chance. You literally have a 100% chance. She was a teacher, and she would say you have a 100% chance of being a doctor. You have a 100% chance of being a lawyer. You have a 100% chance of being an engineer. You have a 100% chance of being an investment banker. You know, any of those high-level professions, you have a 100% chance of doing it. You can do it if you want to. You know, so you know, and I know I've gotten off of off the beaten path with this, but it's something that needs to be addressed because everybody black that's in a high level position, they do everything in the media to try to discredit these people and to just try to get them to the point where they become insignificant, or if they do put them in the media, they put them in the media because of things that are negative and never because of things positive. And I'm not saying that they don't do that. I mean, because they do that with with white men too. Don't get me wrong, they do. And certainly this president has earned enough negative publicity. Donald Trump has earned a lot of negative publicity, but still, it seems like their accountability is at a different level. The accountability that they have is at a different level, and their accountability factor is much lower and it's much more minute. But yeah, so because and even once again I'll bring this up, like Felicia Rashad, who was Bill Cosby's co-host on the Cosby Show. We know that her thought was that they did all of this to destroy the legacy of Bill Cosby, and at this point you kind of have to give some credence and some value to that. So think. And I always tell y'all to think, because it's mad important that you keep all of this stuff in mind, and that you start to think about how to change. And y'all loved Obama so much. Let me just say that Obama ran on a platform of change. And so that, to me, that's highly important. But now, in order to change, we have to change the way, we have to change our behavior, change our mindset, change everything. And that includes everybody, including me. We can't keep on doing the same things over and over and over again, expecting different results. That's insanity. That's the very definition of insanity. And so far, especially when it comes to, and we have to be, and once again, we have to start being moral. We got to take the moral high ground, no matter what our past is or whatever, but we need to take the moral high ground. Our morality is very, very important, because and especially for the young people who are out there, and it just seems like every day, it just seems like that moral compass is off. It seems like the later we get into generations, now, we can listen to everything we want, the music, we can watch the television shows. All of these different things have a bearing and an impact on everything that we do. So we need to definitely be cognizant of these things, and then that way future generations of young men and women won't get caught up in these kind of things. Because right now, I mean, let's be real, if you imitate what you see on reality television, or if you imitate a lot of the different things that we hear in music and radio and all that, it's gonna wind a lot of these kids up in trouble. It's just like gangster rap, and I saw something about that, and you can't deny that gangster rap played a very big role in now all this trap music and mumble rap and all of these things. Anyway, that's all the time I have. Hit the like button, subscribe button, love button.